It took getting a degree in music for me to finally accept the idea that I am creative.
But that's ridiculous. In reality, creativity is actually like a muscle. It is something that can be made to grow, it is something that can become more flexible. While trying without a clear-cut path is still a good thing, also try to keep these specific things in mind on your pursuit to creativity. Number 1.
Your art, your creativity, is a product of your habits, so don't just rely on your habits.
Lest your thoughts and work get morphed into something that is boring, something predictable, something that doesn't come from your spirit. Perhaps this thought just reflects cynicism on my end, but hopefully you get the idea. If you were to micromanage your life with habit after habit, what room would there be for error?
What room would there be for new experiences? So maybe try to set more of your practice to the course of chance and variable.
Number 2.
You are your worst critic, and the only way to improve is to actually keep trying.
In other words, at some point you have to learn to keep on with your work. Depending on where you're starting, your earliest work will probably suck. And that's okay. It doesn't affect anyone but yourself to begin with. You'll improve as you keep at your craft, and let's say you're really great one day. Even then, your art is not owed to anyone. It's art.
Perhaps that last bit might be a little blurred when it comes to something like the design of a bridge.
At that level, the publicly funded bridge is owed to people, and their safety should certainly be guaranteed.
But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about the painters, the ceramic artist, the musician, the wood whittler, and the video makers.
Learn to keep trying even when you suck. Number 3.
My final piece of advice. Remember that art can only exist outside of yourself if you allow it to. So let it happen.
Without you, without your experiences, without your effort, art stays in your mind. Allowing it to become tangible for others not only allows you to share a part of yourself, but with time and commitment, you will eventually get to feel the joy of finally conveying what you have wanted to. I would like to eventually get to this point with videos, but it would be dishonest to say I feel like I'm there. But with one of my first loves, music, I am at that point.
And even then, preparation is key. Setting good intentions for each practice session, each performance, it all matters.
But it's worth it when it all comes together and it can be perceived by others. To express yourself without words, without imagery, just with sound is a treat. So let it happen. Let that vision come to life by letting yourself share your art outside of your psyche, outside of your mind, and into reality. It won't happen otherwise. Final thoughts for every artist.
When it comes to mental roadblocks or insisting on defining yourself, it's only human nature to want to define yourself.
Remember that creativity is not something you're born with, it is something that can be cultivated. And if calling creativity a muscle doesn't really make sense to you, then try to think of creativity as more of a mindset. I also found that once I allowed myself to be considered creative, outside of even just music, I realized over the months it has become easier to be creative. I'm left with less ruts because I have improved and have more tools at my disposal. More tools to express, and more efficient ways of capturing what I want to capture. So not only can creativity be improved, it just becomes easier to use that part of your brain to think in that way for longer periods of time. Hence why I like to stick to the muscle analogy.
So go get creative. Go do something you suck at or that you at least find to be fun, even if it is difficult and forces you to think.
You'll only improve, and your mind and creative spirit will thank you for the outlet too.